Hi guys, so in today's video I want to show you how we're going to make the Podgekins shoe templates. This is a free pattern that is provided to email newsletter subscribers, and it will be on the website soon as well as a free download. So I'll pop any kind of appropriate links in the description box below. But in this video we are going to talk through how to make them. So it will be a full step-by-step tutorial. And if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe to the Podgekins YouTube channel and check out any of our other social links down below. So here is everything that you need in order to make the Podgekins shoes. I've got a selection of felt here so that I can show you each template of the shoes in the different styles. So we've got some black felt, white and purple, but you can use any colour that you wish. I've got some sharp scissors. I like using these small ones, but any kind of sharp scissors that you have. Some regular kind of sewing notion, so pins, thread and your sewing machine. You're going to want to download and print off the template. This is available when you sign up to the email newsletter. You will get a email, like a welcome email, and there'll be a download link for this in that. And then I have a removable heat fabric pen and a rotary cutter just in case, but that's pretty much everything that you need. If you'd like to decorate your shoes, you can use some miniature buttons or some embroidery threads, and in this video I'm going to show you how to sew them together. They're really straightforward, really easy to make, and they look perfect on your Podgekins doll. So let's get started. So first up, you want to cut out your templates, and I like to make sure that I'm cutting around the outside of the template line. The way that they've been designed is to fit snug on the foot of the Podgekins, but in order to fit properly you want to make sure that your cutting is as accurate as possible. And I'm just cutting around the outside of the line, not in it, not inside it, but outside. I know it's only a small difference, but to get the best fit, that's what I would recommend. And so we've got the sandals, the Mary Jane and the boots. And with all Podgekins patterns, yes, I've named them after kind of styles of shoes, but you can kind of make them and style them as you wish. So these could, for example, be like a little ballet shoe, or you know, so really just have fun with it. I've just sort of named them after styles that I think they resemble. And now we can go to the next process of cutting them out onto felt, and I'll show you how to do that. I'll start off with showing you on white felt, just because I feel like this shows up really well. So you want to fold your piece of felt in half, like so, to create a kind of rectangle of fabric. And just to make my life a little bit easier, I'm going to cut around that. So when you have your rectangle like this, you can place your template, whatever style you want to make, in that colour. And I think I'm going to make the little, I think I'm going to make the sandals in the white. So if you pop your template on top of your felt like this, and you're going to draw around the outside line of the template. In order to get the opposite foot, just turn it around, and then you're drawing a mirrored version. So you should have something that looks like this. I also am going to cut out the middle pieces of the pattern. In order to do that, I kind of fold it a little bit, snip into the inside of that shape, and then just gently trim the inside of that hole out of the template. Repeat with the other hole. Once your template has been drawn onto the felt, take yourself a pin, and you're just going to pin into the felt to keep the two layers together like this. So you can pin wherever you want, as long as there's no rolling around or moving of the felt, then that's fine. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take it over to the sewing machine, and we're going to sew following this line as a guideline, and we're going to sew from the corner here around to the other corner. back tack at the start and finish of your stitch, and you're leaving this little top slightly curved edge open. At the machine, so I'm going to show you what that process looks like. Drop your needle into the edge of the shoe line. Do a couple of stitches. Actually, I'm going to turn my stitch length down to 2. Having a shorter stitch length helps with doll clothes and doll shoes and accessories, etc., because you often have these very sort of delicate curves and shapes, and it just allows you a little bit more movement around those curves because of the smaller stitch. You just have more space to work with. So I'm just following around this line. And when you get to a certain place of the foot near the bottom, you might have to lift your feed dogs and just pivot it slightly. And repeat that a few times around the curve of the foot. Back up to the top corner of the shoe and then back stitch. And now we can repeat that process on the other foot. Once that's sewn, we can move to the next step. You can remove your pins now. And then we're going to take our sharp scissors, roughly cut around them. And then with your shoe, you want to cut, make sure not to cut through your stitching line, but you want to cut around that curved edge at the top. And then where your stitching line is, you want to cut around it, leaving a few millimeters of a seam allowance around it. You can also go in or cut that with pinking shears, which, as you'll see in the next step, just gives that a little bit more flexibility around the curve. Repeat with this foot. So before we turn them out, you want to cut these little holes, and the way to do that is you're only going to cut through one side of the shoe, so that the back of the foot is a nice kind of flat back, and then you just have one side of the shoe that has this nice detail. So use your sharp scissors, cut into the template shape, and then just delicately cut as much as you need from that template, like this, and then repeat with the other side. So that's what that looks like, and now we can repeat on the other side. So we want to add a little bit of strength to the little straps, so I'm just going to thread my needle with some matching thread that matches the felt. So you're going to start off by popping a stitch in the seam allowance, just so that it's kind of hidden, and then we're going to just do a little running stitch in and out, in and out, until we get to the other side of the shoe, and then repeat on the top. So little running stitch in and out. You can also do a blanket stitch around the edge of the shoe, but this is probably the quickest process, and it works the same. Essentially you're just adding a little bit of strength to the shoe, but in terms of design details, you could do this in a contrasting thread colour, whatever you want to do basically. But yeah, it's just adding a little bit of that strength around those two little straps. So now that we've done that, it should be safe to turn it to the right side. Get something like a pen or a chopstick and just poke that out. There's what that one looks like. Super cute. Repeat on the other shoe, and then we can turn that one out as well. So once they're both turned out, I'm just going to get rid of that blue pen by giving them a little press. Okay, check that you're happy with them. I do feel like I need to remove a little bit more felt from this side to even it up. Now we can try them on one of our Podgekins dollies, so let's do that together. Okay, let's try them. Should just be able to wiggle them on. They're tight enough that they sit on the foot nicely, and hopefully whilst your little one is playing they won't come flying off. So that's the aim. So there we have it, you guys. There's the little white ones. Super cute. Again, you can add some little buttons to the side or something like that. So yeah, let's move on to the Mary Janes. So exactly the same process as last time. You put your shoe onto your fabric. If you're using black, I'm pretty sure, yeah, that's not really going to show up. So we can use some chalk instead. Same process as before, guys. You're going to cut around your markings. Okay, I'm going to turn that round the right way. Might need to add some stitching to this one as well, but let's have a look. And that's what those look like. Super duper cute. Absolutely love those. Last but not least, the boots. So exactly the same process. I'm going to go ahead and do this one. Same thing. Trace it, sew it, cut it out, and then I'll meet you back here to show you what they look like. So I'm going to add some stitching detail to the little boots. So I'm going to come in from the inside out at the centre. I'm going to stitch on a diagonal like this, come back in, and then stitch again at a diagonal and across, and then again at a diagonal and across like this, and then we're going to go back on ourselves on a diagonal like so. Do one last stitch into the shoe, and then we're going to finish it on the inside by tucking the stitch in like this, popping in a little knot, and then we can cut that off. So that you look like you've got some little lace-up boots. Repeat with the other boots and then they are finished. So that's it, you guys. Let's show you putting the shoe on. So as before, you kind of have to wiggle it on and push it onto the foot. I think the boots have probably got to be my favourite. They're so simple but so cute. You could also make them, you could extend them a little bit and make them as little socks. So yeah, I love them. Thank you so much for joining, guys. I hope you enjoyed seeing how the Podgekins shoes are put together. And make sure to subscribe to the Podgekins YouTube channel for more doll and accessory sewing tutorials. And I hope you enjoyed it. If you haven't bought the Podgekins pattern yet, you can purchase the PDF download on our website now and check out all of our other blog posts and other things to come on the website. So thanks so much for watching. I'll see you next time.